Have you ever wondered how humanity's story will end? Scientists and futurists have crunched the numbers on dozens of options, and honestly, some of them are scarier than any horror movie. Today, you're going to learn about the 10 most likely and dramatic apocalypse scenarios based on scientific data. So, check your stock of canned goods and get comfortable. Let's start with what everyone is talking about right now, AI. The problem isn't that robots will suddenly hate us, like in the Terminator. The danger lies in AI becoming so efficient at achieving its goals that we just happen to get in its way. Imagine giving a supercomputer the task of ridding the world of cancer. The most logical and fastest solution for the machine? Eliminate all carriers of the disease, humans. If we create an intellect superior to our own without programming in perfect moral safeguards, humanity could disappear simply as a side effect of its optimization. Did you know that the Yellowstone Supervolcano is sleeping beneath the national park in the US? If that supervolcano blows, an ash layer 1 to 3 millimeters thick could be deposited as far away as New York. But the real horror starts afterwards. Ash and sulfur emissions will block out the sun for years. A volcanic winter will set in, global temperatures will plummet, crops will fail, and mass starvation will begin. We might survive the explosion, but surviving the fight for food in a frozen world is another story. We all felt the danger of viruses during the COVID-19 pandemic. What happens if a virus is created artificially? With the rise of genetic engineering, creating the perfect killer is becoming cheaper and easier than building a nuclear bomb. It could be a lab error or a deliberate act of bioterrorism. The scenario is simple and terrifying. A modified flu or smallpox virus with high mortality and a long incubation period. People would spread it for weeks without knowing they're sick, and by the time symptoms appear, it's too late. Modern medicine simply wouldn't be able to create a vaccine before civilization collapses. Global warming isn't just about things getting hotter. Climate change could trigger a feedback loop that can't be stopped. Thawing permafrost releases massive amounts of methane, heating the planet even more, and turning Earth into something like Venus. As a result, oceans will swallow coastal megacities, from New York to Shanghai. The equator will become uninhabitable due to heat, and brutal wars will break out over the remaining freshwater and arable land. Humanity won't vanish instantly, but will slowly fade away, fighting for resources on a dying planet. Space is full of objects flying through the void, and one of them already wiped out the dinosaurs. An asteroid just 10 kilometers wide would release energy upon impact millions of times greater than all the world's nuclear arsenals combined. The shockwave would flatten everything in its path, and kilometer-high tsunamis would wash away cities. Dust and debris thrown into the atmosphere would rain down fire, igniting forests across the globe. Then, darkness and cold would reign for years. The creepy Grey Goo theory was proposed by the father of nanotechnology, Eric Drexler, in his book Engines of Creation back in the 80s. The core idea is the emergence of nanobots capable of uncontrollably replicating themselves using any available matter. This is called ecophagy, or eating the environment. If the process goes rogue, robots would process everything: biomass, soil, oceans, just to make more copies. Now, scientists reassure us This scenario is considered unlikely today due to the laws of thermodynamics and the difficulty of powering such nanobots. But the risk that we create something we can't turn off remains. If a star collapses in a distant galaxy, it shoots out a narrow beam of colossal energy. If Earth accidentally ends up in the path of this cosmic sniper shot, we wouldn't even have time to realize it. A powerful stream of gamma radiation would instantly destroy the planet's ozone layer. Without protection from the sun, everything alive on the surface would receive a lethal dose of radiation. We'd be left without atmospheric shielding, fried by cosmic rays, and the ocean ecosystem, which produces our oxygen, would die first. Our sun sometimes ejects massive streams of plasma. In 1859, such a storm made telegraph wires spark. But today, we are totally dependent on electricity. If an event of that magnitude happened now, electronics across the planet would simply fry. Imagine a world where the internet, communication, GPS, banking systems, and home electricity vanish instantly. Transformers would blow, and repairing them would take years. It wouldn't be an explosion, but a regression of humanity back to the Middle Ages, accompanied by chaos, famine, and the collapse of governments. Nuclear war is a classic doomsday scenario that, unfortunately, is still relevant. A conflict between superpowers is all it takes for thousands of deadly warheads to take flight. Direct hits will wipe cities off the face of the earth, but the real end comes later. Smoke from burning cities will rise into the stratosphere and block the sun. Nuclear winter will set in. Temperatures will drop by 20 to 30 degrees. Agriculture will become impossible. Those who survived in bunkers will emerge into a radioactive, cold, and dead world with nothing to eat. An alien invasion is the most cinematic, but no less terrifying scenario. We are actively sending signals into space, hoping to find intelligent life. But the famous physicist Stephen Hawking warned, if aliens come to us, the result could be the same as when Columbus arrived in America, which didn't end well for the indigenous people. A highly advanced civilization likely wouldn't be evil, just efficient. If they need Earth for resources or to build an intergalactic highway, they'll simply remove us as a nuisance. We might not even realize a war has started. The technology gap would turn us into ants trying to stop a tank. Which of these scenarios seemed the most realistic to you? Or maybe you have your own theory. Make sure to write about it in the comments. I'd love to read them. And if you want us to survive for another couple of billion years, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.